Oh, hey, Delgado. Jerry sent an email in. He said, Delgado, first of all, I like the show. Thank you very much. He said, I want to tell Delgado that I heard an untelevised part of the Grammys last night.
Oh, really?
Paul Pelosi won a Grammy for If I Had a Hammer. We know that it allows up to $1.8 million a year in the bill. And then you have Langford out there tweeting, oh, this bill's being so misrepresented. It's like, dude, did you read your own bill? It's pretty, I mean, you don't have to be a constitutional attorney to read the bill and see what it says. You don't need to be a constitutional expert to read the bill and see the loopholes that it gives the Secretary Mayorkas, that it gives the President of the United States. The loopholes where he can just, oh, but it does this, this, and this. And then they forget to tell you, you don't hear any of this discussed on mainstream media. Oh, it's the Republicans. They're misrepresenting this. You know, the right-wingers are going after it. It's the right-wingers that are misconstruing the bill. And you have Republicans running around on air. I swear to God, I've heard this. Well, we're not really sure what the right number of illegal entries should be. Maybe it should be, maybe that's 1.8 is too much. Maybe, yeah. How about 0?
Yeah.
Maybe that should be the number.
Watch as Groundhog Joe there pops out of the White House every once in a while, accompanied by a fine, tailored, suited class that makes all of his decisions and who surround him. And as he mumbles away incoherently, we're told that Groundhog Joe just said everything is going to be just fine.
The beer brewed here, it is used to make brew beer in this refinery. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes. I wonder what it's
Well, hold on, because guess what? Groundhog Joe is at it again. He just said the economy is doing great.
Oh, yeah. There's asylum officers and over 100 cutting-edge inspection machines to help detect and stop fentanyl coming out our southwest border.
Did you hear that? Wow, that's amazing. Groundhog Joe just said that the border is completely secure. Whew. You know what? I'm just waiting for when Groundhog Joe pops out of the White House and sees his latest poll numbers.
But look at what's going on in the D.C. courts with the decision on President Trump today. You look at this Republican Party. You look at this leadership. You look at McConnell. You look at McDaniel. Okay, now she's going to be gone. Fine. The damage is done. They're broke. I'm telling you, if you can't impeach, if you can't get your SH together enough to impeach the worst official we've maybe ever seen in an administration who has done more damage to this country on purpose in direct violation of the oath he took consistently day after day after day to the detriment of the entire country. If you can't impeach him and get it together to know that you have the votes, and you can't even get it together to get munitions to Israel on a single standalone bill to the speaker because they took it up on suspension of the rules, which means they need 2/3 of the vote. I mean, yeah. I just, you know, as we go into this, you look at the shape the RNC is in. You look at the shape.
That was a bad move.
That the RNC is in all these states. It's just like, what?
Now, when people show up, are they going to have to slip, a little something for your dame and get me in the door kind of thing? A little skidole?
Harry will be in charge of. Harry will be in charge of all bribes.
White envelope
to get close enough to the stage, and I may have to bring some. Maybe I'll bring some merch with me.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully, it's nothing you've worn.
I like to get one of. Well, no, it's not going to be anything I've worn, Delgado. I'd like to get one of those things. You know the old Jimmy Buffett concerts? You put the T-shirt in those guns, and and they fire them out.
Dude, how big is this plate?
about 20 feet. You can't kill somebody, but it'll be fun. I won't aim it at them. I'll just, but we'll see. So,
wow.
You know
Thursday
what?
night.
You have people line up, and they can shoot it at Harry as he runs back and forth. The moving Harry target.
I mean, Harry on the highway and Big D in the same room.
I mean, Harry running anyway.
I mean, if you're anywhere near,
another story.
If you're anywhere near, the circus is coming to town. If you're anywhere near this, I mean, you got to show. I mean, come on, you got to be there.
Bizarre moment happened in Florida. All right, taking over for Connecticut again is the weirdest state in the world. As a drunk man strolls through a Florida airport while naked. Martin Evtimov, 36.
That could be an airport in Nashville sometime Thursday afternoon. Me and Harry hit the ground, have a couple pops at the bar there.
Actually, this guy looks like Harry. He walked into the terminal and breached the checkpoint at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International
Harry,
Airport.
put your pants on before we leave.
He was booked. Into jail on multiple
Harry on the
charges,
Beltless Parkway,
and included disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and indecent exposure.
Listen to this story. This could be me and Harry in the airport on Nashville on Thursday for sure.
Talk about the cavity search. Adamov was granted $3,500 bond in court and was in police custody, according to the sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
He parked his car outside Terminal 1 around 2 and walked into the airport naked.
Because there is other stuff going on. Obviously, we have the Nevada caucus after we had the Nevada primary, where Nikki Haley did her best Brewster's Millions impression and lost to none of the above by 30 points. If you go to caucus and you lose by 30 to basically like a dead person, which is like maybe losing to Biden, that's pretty unbelievable, Ben. So, Ben, explain first of all, how did we get a primary and a caucus? Is this what we normally do in Nevada? Kind of give us like how we got to where we are.
Well, I'm not an expert on that, so I would defer to the Michael McDonald, the chair. We're going to have him on in a few minutes here live. Nevada GOP chair, but it was a decision that was made. Basically, they were trying to get rid of the caucuses in Nevada, and the GOP said, nope, we're not playing those shenanigans. We're not having this steal. From the Republican standpoint, it was primaries are more easily to cheat, and they didn't want it. So the Republicans stuck with the caucus, although they allowed for this primary. The state of Nevada, the liberals in the state of Nevada, said we're going to have a primary, which means nothing. So they basically just wasted a ton of time and a ton of money of the people of Nevada to end up having Nikki Haley lose 2-1 to none of the above, really to President Trump. And so tonight we're going to have the real vote, the caucus, which President Trump is going to crush, and we're going to move on to South Carolina. And and ultimately, though, this is even more so about the general election coming back here.
This is an extraordinary. I think this is a night we're going to look back on. Really, an extraordinary night. As Ben Shapiro said on Twitter, that was the Challenger explosion of press conferences, just an absolute, utter disaster for them to rush him out there at 7:45 Eastern to try to get ahead of something that they're not going to get ahead of as this report is out. And his own Department of Justice basically making the case for the 25th Amendment, and they rush him out to a microphone, and he tries to argue that, how dare they, I'm fine. And then he refers to al-Sisi, who's the president of Egypt, as the president of Mexico.
Because Mexico's on the border of Gaza, and he's been fighting to get that door open. So it's insanity.
And they have pyramids in Egypt and Mexico.
Right.
That might be the tie-in.
Well, maybe that was a tie-in. Yeah.
That's a good point, Rick.
But you know what? And it's
really
so funny.
Unbelievable.
What's so funny is that while this was going on, I'm like this is James Comey all over again, and that was the exact point you made as well. It was like we were both thinking the same thing. It's like no reasonable prosecutor would bring a case, against this person because they don't want to end up you know what. But this was something that when you look at the basics of what happened, this report comes out, and like you said, they rush him out. Come on, get out there. We got to get out in front of this. If you're out there. If you have to go out and explain how much you're innocent, you're losing.
Slick, since you're in the lead, Aaron, I'm going to come to you first.
Oh.
What do you got here in this game?
I am going with the Chiefs. I feel like there's just no way to go against them at this point. Obviously, we know it's going to be close. Pat Mahomes is 3-0 in their last 3 against the 49ers, including their last Super Bowl, and they're 5-1 in their last 6. They've scored at least 31 points in those 5 winning games. Travis Kelce's been on fire in the postseason, 23 catches, 3 touchdowns, as well as Rashid Rice, 20 catches, 1 touchdown in the postseason. They've been on fire, and I feel like the Chiefs' defense is going to force mistakes on Brock Purdy's half. Maybe he's going to throw a pick. They've only allowed 12.6 points per game in the postseason, so it's really hard for me to go against the Chiefs right now. I think they're going to be electric and take home the trophy to Arrowhead.
Wow.
All right, Aaron's going to lay it. Take the points with
Taking
the
the
Chiefs
points,
plus
baby.
the
Let's
2. Slickster, I'm coming to you. What are you doing?
Well, I was on the fence all week, Big D. I'm not a 49ers fan. Obviously, being a Dallas Cowboy fan, they broke my heart a few times. We broke theirs, too. So, it goes back and forth. Not a Niners fan. Not in love with the whole situation there. But being as Aaron took the Chiefs, I'm going to take the Niners. And I'm going to lay the 2. The spread that I had was 1.5. The line must have moved a half a point somewhere. But I'm going to take that. 59.4% of the country right now is on the Niners winning this game. And I'm going to go that way. I think Brock Purdy has a block party. I'll be very happy if Mahomes does win and the Niners don't get a 6th Super Bowl. They'll be tied with New England and Pittsburgh. And, the great Tom Brady has 7. So, and Cowboys, we only have 5. So, I again, not rooting for the Niners, but I'm going to take them. That's where the smart money is, Big D, I do believe. So you know what? I'm going to take the Niners. I'm going to lay the deuce.
All right, I'm rooting for the 49ers 27-20, and I'm rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs 30-27 because I have 7-0 in my box.
I got a 9 and a 6.
That's really
legal, but
I mean, let's just break it down to what I care about here. Let me take home the dough. What is the decision-making that goes on at the White House that says, let's throw this dementia-riddled, crippled old man out in front of the cameras as people are just digesting this report? Let's send him out there to try to defend himself and be quick on his feet. What do you think the decision-making was here?
It was a Joe Biden decision. He was angry. He wanted to go out and try to rebut what Robert Hur said. In so doing, he only affirmed what Robert Hur said. He had memory lapses right in the middle of the news conference that proved exactly what Robert Hur had just said. And I'm a student of history. This press conference tonight is so closely reminiscent of the Richard Nixon 1973 press conference at the Associated Press Managing Editors where he said, I'm not a crook. Another time where Richard Nixon probably should have been quiet. I think Joe Biden had his I'm not a crook moment. I'm not demented, but I can't remember the name of the Rosie. I got the wrong name of the Mexican Egyptian leader. He just blundered, and he literally fulfilled exactly what Robert Hur was warning in the report, that this is a president which the government, in its own words, said today, has diminished faculties. Think about that.
Joel Williamson, must be Delgado's burner account, says, tell Damon to shut up. He's not that smart. He talks down to everyone, especially David Z., who is much smarter than him. Well,
that's definitely not
I
right.
don't think
obviously.
so.
That's David Z's
what-
burner account.
We think he's jealous.
This is not an echo chamber.
I am very jealous.
No,
Hold on.
Yeah.
Who put him in charge?
Damon.
I did in 2015 when I started the show by myself. And me and Vin Vin was pretty close. Was Vin at the very first show, Fran?
Yes, he was.
And you were too.
I was around.
Keep me away from that mess.